Hello everyone, I'm Andrea, aka Miss Fackelman, and today I'm going to teach you all about Andy Goldsworthy, a very unique outdoor artist from England. Andy Goldsworthy was born in Cheshire, England on July 25th of 1956. At the young age of 13, he began to do jobs on farms, and often he has compared his artwork to working on a farm. He said, and I quote in one article I read, "Art is like picking tomatoes. You have to find a rhythm to it." He later went on to study fine art at Bradford College and then went on to get his bachelor's at Preston Polytechnic College. He would later receive an honorary degree from Bradford. Andy Goldsworthy is famous for being a naturalist. A naturalist is an artist whose work is related to or made from nature. The reason why he loves to work with nature is because he loves how nature changes with the seasons. One quote from an article that I read, he said, "I want my art to be sensitive and alert to changes in material, season, and weather. Each work grows, stays, decays. Process and decay are implicit. Transience in my work reflects what I find in nature." That makes his artwork really unique because as beautiful as typical art like a sculpture or a painting is, it just stays still hanging on the wall or sitting in a gallery. And with Andy Goldsworthy's artwork, you often see it change through the photographs that he takes of it over time. He often likes to use sticks, leaves, flowers, mud, snow, and all kinds of natural elements that you would find outdoors. Another quote from Andy Goldsworthy about his artwork with nature that I found while doing my research is, "I take the opportunities each day offers. If it's snowing, I work with snow. At leaf fall, it will be with leaves. A blown over tree becomes a source of twigs and branches. I stop at a place or pick up a material because I feel that there's something to be discovered. Here is where I can learn." I really love that quote, and it really speaks to me because he's an artist that loves to work with anything and everything that the day offers to him. And I think it takes a lot of courage and creativity to go out into nature even when it's messy or when the weather isn't so welcoming, shall we say. He still decides to make artwork out of what he finds. And he has won several awards between 1979 and present day. For this task, I want you all to create works of art with objects that you would find in your backyard or in a forest. You can use leaves, twigs, flower petals, icicles, snow, water, or anything else you might find on a nature walk. Now, for those of you who cannot go on a walk, maybe because you have allergies or you just need to stay indoors right now, that's absolutely fine. You can use anything that you might find indoors, like pencils or napkins or cereal. Just make it clear to your family that you're not playing with your food, you're actually doing art homework. One thing I want to make clear though, I don't want you to just throw a pile of twigs or pencils or erasers together and say, "That's art." Because when looking at Andy Goldsworthy's art, you know that he didn't just throw artwork together. He found ways to rearrange the colors and make really beautiful patterns. Often we see radial designs with his twigs and his pebbles. He would rearrange fall leaves so they make it look like the bottom of a tree was glowing like embers over a fire. He would stack rocks and twigs to look like nests or really cool arches. And he would make icicles or little broken shards of ice stick out of the water or wrap around a tree branch, almost like it was some kind of silver streak that was just dancing around it. He did really amazing things while exploring nature. Take a look at some of his photos for inspiration and try to think of a cool design or image that you can create using any objects that you can get your hands on. If you want to take this found objects art project and create an image of something like a face or the Eiffel Tower, go right ahead. But I want to make it clear that you don't have to make any particular picture with whatever objects you choose indoors or outdoors. You can create a really beautiful random design. However, it needs to be organized, and it needs to have some kind of rhythm or pattern to it if it's not creating a particular picture. For my demonstration, I'm going to record myself exploring outside and using random objects to create a nice work of art. And I'll also go home and try to create a work of art using any random objects that I might find in my kitchen or on my table. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing, and you can get creative, come up with your own image and use your own objects. However, if you want to take some inspiration from what I am doing, go right ahead. But I encourage you to take more looks at photos of what Andy Goldsworthy has done. Now, let's leave our paper and coloring supplies on the shelf for today. Let's get our coats on, or don't if it's warm where you are. Let's take a nature walk, see what we can find, and get started. I'm outdoors right now. Decided I want to work with sticks because it happens to be a really windy day where I am, so I'm just gonna try to pick up as many sticks as possible without my dog taking them. I've got this nice pile of twigs. I'm gonna try to make a nice pattern. If you want to make any image you want, you can make a face, or you can make a house out of all the supplies that you get outdoors or indoors if you're one of the students that's going to work with stuff that you've got indoors. Just try to think of some nice design or line or pattern that you'd like to make out of the images. It doesn't have to look like something in a painting. It just has to look like something you put a lot of thought and work into. So I'm going to try to make something that looks optical. I'm going to break some of these twigs and make a diamond in the middle. Hello again. Now I'm going to create some Andy Goldsworthy inspired artwork. Again, that's temporary, using snack foods. I'm not sure how many of you shop at Aldi, but I'm going to be using some snacks that you would find at Aldi. The first one I'm going to use is these cocoa covered almonds. If you haven't tried them, they're absolutely delicious and they're cheap. And then another snack I'm going to use is cereal. This is almond crunch cereal. I'm not sure how many of you eat this, but I love to eat it with yogurt and bananas. So I'm just gonna set these off to the side. If you're gonna be using food for an indoor challenge, I suggest that you make sure your hands are washed for at least 10 seconds, soap and water, and you have all the snacks set aside in a little dish so they're not scattered all over the table where you're working. We wanna make sure we don't waste food, even if it's for homework. Great job, everybody. If you are new to this channel, please click subscribe below so you can get notified whenever there's a new video on Art with Andrea. If you want to say what you liked about this video or say what you think I should draw next, leave a comment below. And above all else, everybody, stay creative, have a good day, and I'll see you all next time.